Like Bitcoin is not going to really be a unit of account in the sense, or like a medium of exchange, because the thing is that people like gold. Bitcoin is digital gold. It's like clear to see, clear, in my eyes, that it's digital gold, because the thing is that people will hold on to Bitcoin more than they will, want to use it to buy goods or services. And there are some technical reasons why you wouldn't do that, etc., etc. But in terms of being a store of value, I think that it does a much better job than even gold as a store of value. And like you mentioned earlier on, that you bought gold right after Trump got elected, and then over the next year you realized some of the properties of gold were Bitcoin was outperforming some of the properties of gold. So like, do you want to touch upon why, what the characteristics of hard money that you see in gold and how Bitcoin trumps those? And like what could Bitcoin's role be going forward? Like, I mean, I
Yeah,
have my own thoughts on that as well, and we can get to that, but I wanna hear you answer that first.
sure thing. Yeah. So, gold, it's hard. It's not perfect hard money, but it's hard. All money, right? Sort of, I see, you can never escape disparities of scarcity, right? So gold has been useful throughout history because kings could not just replicate it out of thin air. You had to at least exert enough energy to extract it from the environment or from those around you through mining or warfare or whatever. There was an inherent cost to extracting it and holding it. Its supply is not fixed, right? But it's at least tied to energy expenditure and real world expenditure of energy, right? Which is huge. And so for a long time, it was the supreme hard money. But with Bitcoin, its supply, what's interesting is that it doesn't respond to demand. It's not like if the price of Bitcoin goes up, that you need to contend with the possibility of the supply being diluted because people are going to mine even more Bitcoin, right? So that's from the supply side, right there, you can square away a superiority for Bitcoin. Being digital is huge, right? So the process when I bought my gold coins was a huge pain in the neck. It took a few weeks. I had to trust other people that they were who they said they were, that they weren't scamming me. And the whole mailing process was a bit stressful. I'd never had something mailed that was so valuable before in my life. And if you try to imagine, as a person living in London, right? Now try to imagine if you're earning less than $1 a day in Venezuela, how are you going to benefit from gold?
Yeah.
How much, no one's going to, if you're worrying about affording food in Venezuela, you're not going to be able to afford to stack some gold coins, right?
Yep.
Right.
But so the cost of acquiring and accumulating something like Bitcoin for that person in Venezuela, though, can be made to be almost zero cost.
Right.
And all the benefits that come from Bitcoin's security as a network can be outsourced to people on the globe who actually can afford to do something like Bitcoin mining. And that person in Venezuela doesn't have to deal with any of the costs associated and gets all the benefits. So it's an inherently, it's a more accessible, more efficient way to allow a given individual to benefit from the effect of hard money, which is, insulating yourself from the whims of other people, right? So we talked about how that individual in Venezuela, what is that person a victim of chiefly when it comes to their economy? They're a victim of the poor decisions of other people. By acquiring that Bitcoin, some of their life is at least not at the whims of other people. That's how I view hard money, and that's why I think Bitcoin is better.